Hello and welcome to Blossom with Busola today. If this is the first time you are coming here, my name is Busola. I'm so happy that you chose to come. Thank you. And I hope you enjoy yourself here today, that you will choose to subscribe to this channel and share what you're watching with your connections. Leave comments too. And if you are always here, I'm so happy that you're here again. Thank you. In my last video, Bola Oyedeji, my friend, a woman of multiple impact, chatted to us about some of her activities. Lecturer, mentor, mother to many others besides her biological children. And we also saw the chemist in her as she shared a tiny bit of the impact of her research. If you missed that, go watch it. She spoke about the fumigative and pest preventive properties in citrus waste. And yes, the anti-inflammatory properties. Today, we go back in time to hear about her beginning, the bullying she endured in early life, and the link between that stage and the professor we heard from last time.
I happen to be the last child.
Which I know. But tell them, come on, tell them.
My father had always loved to have a child in a private school.
Mm-hmm.
Every other person went to the public school except me. And he thought he was doing something good, but it actually affected me badly.
How?
Because my father now took me to a private school where 85% of the students or the learners were either commissioners' children or ambassadors' children.
Mismatch, right?
Yeah, and
you must have felt out of place.
I did not really, because I started from the nursery school.
Okay, of the private school.
Of the private school. I started right from the nursery school, so I was growing in. But I was okay till I got to primary 3 when I was aware of the discrimination that was on. Now, by the time I got to primary 4, 5, 6, it was really bad and it was getting to me. At the home front, my father felt he was spending a lot in those days to put me in school while others were going to public school. So he was expecting so much from me. In the school, I was discriminated against. I was not living in Victoria Island or living in Ikoyi or living in Surulere, but I was coming from Mushin. And because of that, I was put at the back of the class. And the influential people, that had an influential background, were sitting in the first 4 rows. So I was on the 5th row, which was at the back. In those days, you move from primary 3 to primary 4 to primary 5 to primary 6. You move with your teacher so that they teach you and they know, they build you up. So I was with the same teacher all through because they felt that the teacher knows your weakness and was able to build you up, So I think that was bad for me because another teacher could have come in to see to why I was being, my position was that, or why I was not performing well. And one thing it did was that it made me to not have confidence in myself, because at times when I want to talk in the class, the teacher would say, "Oh, sit down, the Mushin girl," And it's not only with the teacher, also with my classmates.
Yes, of course.
They saw me as if, oh, this girl from the bush or from somewhere.
From the slum.
From the slum. And then my father had a car then, and but because of the distance, we would leave home very early and get to Lagos Island about 6 o'clock because of traffic, because he was working at Dodan Barracks then, very close to the head of state's house. My mom's office was at Ministry of Finance, Tinubu Square itself. So we sleep in her office till about 10 minutes to 6. She'll wake us up, freshen up, and then we go to school.
10 minutes to 7.
To 7, we'll go to school. And the distance between my mom's office and the school was roughly about 5 minutes walk. But the roads were not tarred, so my shoe would be dirty. And the first thing is that there will be dust on it, not really dirty, but dust, compared to those that the driver will bring them to school and open the door for them. My classmates will come out with shiny shoes, well iron dresses, uniform. So I come in, and the first thing the teacher will look at, Mushin girl. So you see, the moment I'm coming, I look at my shoe, I have to clean it up. And I could remember one of those days we were to visit NTA. Yeah, was it NTA then in those days?
Yes.
Or
WNTV.
WNTV, And,
WNTV.
when we were to go, they had to call me aside and said, look, this is how you place your cup on a saucer. And this is how you place. I felt so ashamed in the class. And it's not only putting it up front like that in front of the student. When the teacher has gone and you are playing, no one wants to play with you. You are the Mushin girl. Actually took advantage of that, in bullying me. Until one day I beat the hell out of one of them. And that guy was huge and fat. I beat the hell out of him because he was calling me all sorts of names. And I felt that, look, I need to take my pride back. I need to tell them that even though I'm from Mushi, I'm not that worthless. So after beating this boy, I think I got back to the school the following day. I was even afraid to go back to school because I felt they could have told the teacher, but somehow nobody was bold enough to tell the teacher because they felt that Mushin. How can I say that the Mushin girl beat me up? So they kept it to themselves, and that gave me some prestige, some pride. The guys in the class were now seeing me in a different way, So it's actually made me not to be confident of myself, and I only started gaining my confidence when I went to attend an interview for a secondary school. Then I went to Fuashaye and I was preparing for it, and I performed very well. And when I performed very well, I could not believe that I could perform that much, because first sitting, I passed both the written and the oral. And that was how I got to that school. Even now, yes, I'm a professor, but then at times when he knows, and you say, no, you can do it. I said, but I said, no, you have overcome that, you can do it.
Secondary school I went to, I went from the village. We didn't speak English. We learned English in school, but we didn't speak English. We spoke Ijebu. Then I went to secondary school where you had students from all over the country. De La Cream, from Lagos, we had people from Ghana, from international students, and like you said, being in that situation for me was a very huge challenge. And what another thing you said was when you went for an entrance exam to secondary school, you saw that you did well. So mine happened in the secondary school, and you know what made me feel surprised and confident in myself was that I attempted JAM with my classmates, and I passed.
Wonderful.
When we were completing the JAM forms, one of the key officers of the school was surprised that even you filling JAM forms with your colleagues. Yeah, and after I finished at the university, I was on NYSC. I went back to get my certificate in the school, and the same officer was still in the school, and the person said to me, "Oh, what do you do?" And I said, "Oh, I'm on NYSC." He said, "Tell me the truth. How can you say you're on NYSC?"
I think with that, I went a bit timid to the secondary school and not confident of myself. So it took me time, but I met with a teacher then. She came for our youth service. I've forgotten her name, but she was our head.
If it was Brockman, he would have.
He was good at names, you know. So that lady took me up, and she just had this interest in me, you know. And in those days when you are close to a teacher, you know, there are some advantages you have. She took interest in me, and she was the one that was always trying to help me to gain confidence. You know, I love the way she was teaching us geography, and the way she taught and the interest she had made me to determine that I was going to go to the university.
Somebody needs you. Would you be that teacher, that friend, that mentor to someone? Do you feel pushed back by people or circumstances, or disadvantaged by background or current situation? Maybe you feel those circumstances follow you around. I just have a couple more questions for you. Will you now rise above every circumstance and push for where you are able to reach? Bola surprised herself when she pushed back against the bullies. I surprised myself when I pushed back against self-doubt. You will surprise yourself if you push back against those challenges. Although you know what to do, let me remind you to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you. And I'll see you again next time. Bye.